Well, May 19th, dog tag leaving War Spur Shelter. Stayed here last night. Got here maybe an hour before dark. I was able to get dinner, get everything set up. Got up this morning, was going to go use the privy, and then I got warned that there may be Noro here. So dog tag opted not to use the privy. So I'm going to continue on the trail. Going to try and get about 13 to 14 miles today. We'll see. There's two shelters, one at 8 and then there's one at 13. So I'm going to try and get to the 13 one, if not further. So we'll see. I'm trying to set myself up for a drop into Pearisburg on Wednesday morning. So we'll see. So looking beautiful, no major clouds in the sky, and still trying to figure this stupid hat out. I think it's too, the broad rimmed is beautiful for keeping the sun off of me, but the back of it just tends to want to hit my pack, and I'm not liking it. So I don't know. When I go home this week, I might look for one of my other broad rimmed hats and see if I like it better. So we'll see. Other than that, feeling pretty good today, and I did get sunburned on the top of my feet at trail days because I was walking around in my Birks. Made the mistake of thinking that the cloud cover would not burn me, but it burnt my top of my feet. But it's not to the point where they blistered or anything like that. So it was just uncomfortable putting socks on yesterday. Today it wasn't so bad. So maybe I'm over the hump with that. So other than that, I'm ready to step out onto the trail and get moving, put some miles behind me, and put some miles towards Maine. Dog tag out. So dog tag here on the AT, and this campsite is on the, it's just one of the stealth sites. But I noticed that it's at mile marker 666. So I'm going to denote it as the Devil's Campsite. And I see that there's a couple people here sleeping midday. So hopefully they're doing well. But dog tag out, and I'm going to keep moving. So I'm up here on what they call Wind Rock. And a beautiful view of the valley. Jet flying down through the valley. I couldn't get my phone up quick enough to get a picture of it. But beautiful day. I got my strap on down here just in case the wind comes up and blows my hat off, and then I don't have a hat. So, but up here taking my lunch break, taking a snack, and getting a beautiful view of the Virginia countryside. So looks like I head down the ridge. Where's it at? Over down, let's see, down that way. Yeah, down that ridge right there. And keep walking. So I think Pearisburg somewhere in that direction. So that's where I'm headed. So for now, I'm gonna pack my pack back up and get ready to keep moving. So dog tag out for now. Okay, Dogtag has a question. See the trail right there? I'm standing on the trail. Shortest distance between 2 points is straight ahead. Seems like here lately they've wanted to take you up and around these trees, bring you back down. Not sure I understand the thinking behind that, but oh well. I'm not a trail maintainer and I'm not a trail builder, but I guess it's just to make a little bit more of a challenge. So if not, Dogtag. Okay, it's May 20th. Dogtag's on AT. It's early, so I had to step away from the shelter because I didn't want to wake everybody up. But got a long day ahead of me. I need to really try to make up the miles I didn't get yesterday because of the rocks. But no easy miles on the AT anymore. So till the next stop, Dogtag out. Okay, Dogtag here in the morning, and of course I'm already passing some, or they're passing me. They're headed SOBO, but he's the smart one. He's doing a slack pack for, but not as far as I'm concerned, because 20 miles I don't know. But nice thing is he's another vet. He did choose right initially, and then he got really smart and then chose better at the end. So he did 12 in the Army.
Correct.
And then he did a bunch of years
18.
in the Air, 18 in the Air Force. So he got smart. I'm sure he lived a much better lifestyle in the Air Force. So I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah, I am Buck Up. I'm from Maine, hiking home.
He is hiking home, and he's nice because his wife was initially started hiking with him, but she got really bad tendonitis, had to get off trail, and now she is supporting him on his hike. So what a great,
I'm getting spoiled.
Yeah.
She's a great woman. She's supporting me.
But he's doing big mileage, and there's no way I could do the big mileage like he's doing.
I did 27 yesterday, and I'm 22 27 the day before, 22 yesterday, and I'm doing 20 today.
Yeah, he's doing the 20 that I've hiked the last 2 days, and I've warned him the rocks are shitty. So
yeah, I'm ready for it.
But it's been nice meeting Buck Up. It was nice to talk with him this morning, and he's headed north. I'm headed south into Pearisburg, and who knows, maybe we'll cross again. So
maybe so.
All right, well, Dogtag out. So an interesting note on my AT hike. This is the spot I believe I picked up Fire Dog last year going to trail days. He was camped out here in the woods back here, and I came up this road. This road needed a lot of work at the time, and they were paving it. And it looks beautifully paved now, but it's just kind of ironic that I end up back here. So, but all's good. They do have a trash receptacle, so I'm gonna take my pack off and get rid of all my trash that I'm carrying, and then I'm gonna move on up the hill into Pearisburg. Dogtag out. Well, Dogtag here, cameling up at my water. Everybody that was headed SOBO yesterday warned me that this would be my last water pickup for about 12 miles. So I decided to stop, eat some breakfast, and you can see that there's my water right there running through my filter. I've already drank a liter of water, and but you get to sit here by this beautiful stream down here. Of course, you had to kind of navigate down that little slope there, but it's all good. Got up early this morning, got an early start. I was hoping that the downhill from where I wasn't too bad. It really wasn't. Got to meet a nice through hiker, and we got to talk for a little bit, and he made a suggestion to me. It was something I had thought about yesterday while I was looking at my plans for today. When you come off the hill, you cross a road, and then you go up and down some of what I have told you that are my PUDs, the pointless ups and downs. And there were several little short ups and downs along this river here that because they don't walk you right next to the river, so they walk you up over the hills, down the hills to see the river again, and then you walk up and down. and looking at the topo map, and yesterday I thought, man, the road just parallels the river, and then I could pick the trail back up a little bit further down. And I'd kind of questioned myself about doing it, just because sometimes the roads aren't any easier than walking the trail. Even though it was about the same distance, when I ran into this thru hiker, he mentioned that, he said, hey, if you're not a purist, man, he said, walk the road, it's flat, and you'll get there quicker because you're not going up and down. And because I'm trying to do some big miles today, set myself up to come into Pearisburg in the morning, or be there by noon tomorrow. I want to try and get as far as I can today. So this the 2-mile section of hiking it, or 2-mile section of the road, I was able to walk the 2-mile section of the road in about 40 something minutes, where if I had gone up and walked the trail, the ups and downs, probably would have taken me at least an hour and a half. So I've cut off maybe 45 minutes of my time. So so it's all good. And then, as I mentioned in the last video, the spot where the trail crosses the road down here was where I met Jimmy Jam last year, who was through hiking last year. He had actually camped in this area, and had I put the two together last night, I probably would have walked off the hill and camped down here where Jimmy Jam stayed in this area. But there were no notes in the Far Out app saying there were any places to camp down here. Part of it is because there's no cellular service, so when there's no cellular service, you can't go into Far Out and add notes, and by the time you get cellular service, you often forget what you wanted to put in there. So it was cool. I'm not a purist. Sorry for those of you that are purists and saying, you didn't pass every white blaze. Well, I passed them, but they were just a little bit further away from me than had I passed them on the trail. So gonna finish, my water is done, and finish my snacks. I got me a Kind bar, and I got me a protein peanut butter chocolate bar from Natural Valley. Gonna eat some breakfast because I didn't eat breakfast before I left this morning because I didn't want to make a lot of noise in the area that people were still sleeping. So kind of glad I did, and gonna finish my snack, and then I have a long uphill slog to the ridge. But once I get to the ridge, they say it's relatively easy for several miles. I have been warned that several people have seen bear activity up on the ridge, so I have to be selective on where I'm going to camp tonight. I was hoping to get past not this coming shelter, because there's a shelter point 3, that's where I had planned to get last night, but I was told it was kind of trashed, so I didn't want to go there. So I want to get to the next shelter beyond that, which I think is about 16 miles, or maybe not quite 16. I think it was 16 when I left this morning, so I've done 3.5, so it's probably about 13 miles. It's probably the next water source that everybody's been talking about. So we'll see. Dogtag needs to finish his breakfast and then get moving, and we'll hopefully talk to you when I find something else interesting to talk about. Till then, Dogtag out. Dogtag's up here on top of this ridge, and this is the southern terminus of the Allegheny Trail. And from here it goes 315 miles north, and it's a trail that hikes through West Virginia. So, but Dogtag is not moving to West Virginia just yet. The AT is that way, and Route 460 is where I need to be by tomorrow. So 17 miles. We're gonna see how far I can get today to get me close. But I think until then, I'm gonna stop and grab me a quick bite for lunch and take a little short break, and then get back on the trail and keep moving. Dogtag out. So I thought I'd share this with you. This is the trail behind me. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. All right. So on this side of the trail behind me is West Virginia. They say West Virginia is right here. It's like it's not like North Carolina, Tennessee, where you're bouncing back and forth along the state lines. But they say that for a while here, the trail runs parallel to West Virginia. So on the other side, behind me now, is Virginia. So it's just oops, I'm sitting here putting my hand in front of the camera. So just a beautiful area, nice and green up in here. Just met another vet, and I probably should have videotaped him, and I apologize for not. His name is Ambassador. He's black and 31-year vet. Graduated from an HBCU college. Incredible young man. So he's out here hiking the AT, and he's hiking for a couple fundraising ideas, and I'm not sure what they are, but hopefully he'll reach out to me and then I can give more information. But until then, Dogtag out. So there's a big snake right here. And I see some other people coming, so I'm going to warn them about this big snake. So Dogtag just passed a snake, and then he passed the fellowship. The fellowship, I'm told, is a family of 9 that are hiking the AT together. They were kind of busy when I came up on them, so they kept walking. So, but it was nice to see a family of 9, and it looks like they range maybe from teens down to 7 years old. So, hey, it can be done if you have a family and you want to do it. It's a little bit of preparation and a lot of determination. You can make it happen. So till then, Dogtag is going to continue to move. I got 6 miles until I got to get to my shelter, and it's 4 o'clock. So I got to average at least 2 miles an hour for the next few hours, so that I can try to get there before dark. So until then, Dogtag out. What do you think? Isn't that beautiful? You know, when you're slogging up these hills and through the rocks and everything, and you're wondering, why am I doing this? This is why I'm doing it. This behind me is West Virginia. It's on the other side of the AT. We're walking basically the state line from for Virginia and West Virginia. But they say we don't go into West Virginia, but you can sure look into it. This is the field I just slogged up. So it doesn't look like the hill, but it's a hill. So Dogtag still needs some walking to do, so I got to keep moving. Dogtag. So Dogtag here, end of day, May 20th. Checked out 1 mile short of the shelter, but found out that the shelter didn't have water, and that there's water 1 mile this side of it, and then there's 1 mile water 1 mile the other side of it. So I chose to go ahead and stop here. They had some nice flat spots, even though it may rain tonight. I'm okay with being in my tent in the rain, and it's just I was getting tired. And it's pushing 8 o'clock. That means the sun will go down here in 30 minutes. So it allowed me to get my water filtered, set my tent up. In the process of getting my mat out. But if I had gone on to the shelter, I probably would have stayed in the shelter, and I'm not a big shelter fan. So even though it would have been nice to, if it rains tonight, to be out of the rain, but I'm okay. I think the tent's done well in the rain, so I will just stay here. So I'm gonna finish setting my mat up, and then I'm gonna mix some water, drink up. I'm really thirsty, and then find me something to eat, and then I'm gonna crash because I gotta get up early in the morning. I gotta make up that mile that I checked up short. I got 8 miles that I need to get into town for. I probably will text Janet tonight to tell her not to push for noon arrival, that maybe as late as 1 will work. So we'll see. It's mostly downhill into town tomorrow, but you know how much I hate downhills, so I'm going to get some rest, and then I'll get up early and get started. I have to do 8 miles. Today I did 6.5 miles, and by noon I started just before 7. So I started around the same time. The half of the miles that I did this morning were downhill and half were uphill. So as much as I hate going downhill for 8 miles, I should be able to make pretty good time getting into town tomorrow. So we'll see. All right. I'll talk to you later, and we'll see y'all later, alligators. Be safe.